Edunauts, we back. Now this one is a little bit similar to scoreboards, right? But um, it's from a whole class perspective, right? And then building now you building each class, um, or you making each class competitive between each other from the holistic average. And I put that and I post that as well. So let me get into it. So when I do the averages, as you know, each classroom is going to carry its own identity. Some classrooms going to be quiet and meek. Some classrooms going to be super loud. Some classrooms going to have a mixture of really high kids, some kids that struggle. Some classrooms might be have more ESL in them and not. So you got to have different ways of disseminating this content and information to the students, depend on the nature of the environment that's created by the students from your class, right? When they come with what they come in as a mixture. I'm trying to build the team concept because you got to understand you can't control people. You can only control environments that people are in, right? So with me understanding that as the teacher, I know that my class that's loud. It might be a bunch of athletes, more boys than girls that's in that class. I got to go high level competition all the time. Like I'm not even gonna fight it. Everything's a competition. But in the class where I got more docile, more meek students, I might not have to go. I might not have to go high competition all the time. I might have to let them. They might be more self sufficient and self ran. So I might have to go let them do more independent practice and work because they already intrinsically motivated to to better themselves and get the work done. So it's just depending on the class, right? But I like to build a team concept class wise for everybody, and that's where this technique comes from. So academic culture building through competition. So um, the class average boards, they'll be up. First period, second period, third period. First period might be 71 average. Third period might be 96 average. Fourth period might be 87 average. So kids can see as a class what they doing and competing against their peers. And the 71, I might say in class, hey man, we got everybody else doing 80. What's going on here? We got to get this together. And then the kids will start holding each other accountable. So let's get into the return on investment. Uh, posting class posting class period averages with incentives builds peer accountability. When students know their performance impacts the whole class, peer pressure shifts towards working harder, not acting out. So your classroom disturbance is going to decrease. Because usually when you got that low class, um, you usually have some academic behaviors in there that some behaviors in there that's not conducive to the environment, right? So it's gonna take care of that and gonna help you manage that class better when the kids know they competing against other classes. Uh, this helps regulate behavior without teaching intervention. The kids are gonna go. The kids are gonna police themselves. Uh, return on investment too strengthens team identity within the classroom. So you want to have a concept of team identity, not a bunch of kids just sitting there as individualized, because now you don't have peer learning going on, and that is a big thing. You want to get as many kids to learn what you are teaching them to teach somebody else that's struggling from the way that you taught it, because they're gonna use their own language. They're gonna say this that they can say words and go places with the kid because of their relational equity as peers that the teacher can't go, which the return on investment that is like like again it pushes the retention rate up like 30-40% of transfer of knowledge, right? So return on investment three drives competition growth in a positive way, right? Students want to beat the other peers, and that hunger translates into better focus, preparation, performance. Motivation increase even among students who don't normally care about school. I seen it year in, year out, year in, year out. You know, like kids that's unmotivated, you tie that team concept inside of your room with the scoreboards, and then you run it down into the averages of each class period, and then you tie an incentive like let's just say a pizza party or something to the best class for the month, highest average. Everybody involved now. Nobody's letting nobody slide. Everybody's involved. Now, I've done this where a kid is chronically misbehaving, and the amount of kids that that not jumped on physically, but jumped on verbally to this kid when one of the scores came out, I had to stop because it singled it singled the kid out so bad that the kid came to me after class. He was like, "Warren, you should probably see my file. I can't read, do none of this stuff, and then everybody's on me like this." I said, "Well, I corrected the class. Like, that was a bit that was too harsh. This, that, and the third. Because I always want to promote safety, no matter where a kid at, right? But then I sat down with him. I said, "This is what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna give you the lessons a week earlier, right? Because I already got it wrote out because I did my twilight planning. I'm gonna give you the lessons a week earlier. These are the key words. Go look them up. Me and you will discuss what you're learning. You're gonna be ahead of them, and then that way you'll never feel like you behind and all this stuff that be happening with the kids and the scores and stuff." He did the work. I wish I could call his name because a lot of people that know me know the kid, right? Um, but I was able to do that, and that class ended up having the highest average out of all the other classes. So having this allows you to be creative as a teacher to get those unmotivated kids or the kids with high learning disabilities and all this other stuff to work. You just got to know how to work it, and that's why this whole program is created because this 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 is the portion that's missing in the teaching trainings that you will get coming into this field and going into a Title I at-risk classroom. So me able to give him the notes early worked out monumental because he did take it home. He did study the questions and this, that, and the third. I could spend 5 minutes with him because I changed this dude now. There's a whole lot of stuff that I did with him. But the point is, if I don't put these classes together, I don't know if I get to that granular level to pull out how I can help this one kid in a class of 30. So, uh, encourage for return on investment encourages knowledge sharing and peer teaching. Stronger students begin helping other students because the whole class benefits. This improves transfer knowledge, especially with students who struggle with direct instruction. I'm just gonna move to number 5. That's the one that you want, okay? That's the one that you want. When you got the kids showing the kids how to do the work. We ain't worried about test scores, baby. That's the least of your worries. Incentives, incentivize reinforcement positive behavior, right? Linking rewards to average performances, not just top scores. Makes success more inclusive and effort based. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build that team concept. When I play the basketball game, I don't just give one award to this one person that scored the most points. The whole team get a win, right? That's the game. All right. Sometimes that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to encourage those that don't normally get awards by being part of a team concept and getting that's increasing what they call buy-in into the classroom each period. Everyone has a role and everyone can contribute to the win. Don't score no points, but I play good defense. Contribute to the win. All right, 6, return on investment. Promotes data awareness and goal setting. Students track and talk about performance using real-time data that breeds reflection strategy and academic maturity. Skills that serve them beyond the classroom. I don't know about y'all appraisal program, but they do got a level of advanced teaching where you tie real life situations into your teaching, and it makes you a not proficient, but whatever the highest level is, that's the highest level. All right, because you're gonna see them talk about the data. Well, which one did you get wrong, and why, and this, that, and the third, and well, I know how to do this. Well, you forgot this. I use it. I wasn't even gonna put this in the videos, but they spent $1 million on the like. They spent over $1 billion on the like button on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all that, just for the like button. So I took that concept of the like button and I created a strategy to where I'm just gonna take DNA for instance, and they know every part of DNA. They got to have the hydrogen bond, nitrogenous bases, the 5' prime, and then the codons and all of that stuff. And I put a strand on the board, and I leave it, and I just tell them it's DNA. So everybody got to work that strand. But I said I need everything that I done taught you about this, right? And they like cool. I step back. I said, now listen, when you think you got the right answer, raise your hand. So I go by, I make it real dramatic too. I had this big red pen, whether you get a check or X, right? That's some people use a stamp or whatever the case may be. It's a check or X, big red pen. Once you get the check, you are free to move about the room to check other people's work. What that excites is peer teaching, peer student teacher. Now you got somebody that's checking because you, the master teacher, has checked the work of this student and turned them into a peer teacher. They can check work for other students, and now the other students don't want to be the last one to get their work checked out. So what they're going to do, they walking around, they say, hey, you left something off here. It's not it. Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Look at your notes. That's what they told to do. By 5 minutes, 10 minutes in, you'll see the whole room moving, peer teaching going on, and all of that because everybody want to get that check. Everybody want to get that like button. I promise you. You just sit back and watch it. It's just beautiful because the kids are moving around. They are doing the teaching because you have certified them to check off, and then when they certify somebody else, they are certified. So you seeing your work from you transfer through all the students that are getting the check and going to check more students to get the check. Take the test, they do 90, 96, 97%. Easy work. Transfer of knowledge visibly seen. Kids love that technique because they get to go check other people's work and explain stuff and be in charge, all of that. So anyway, it promotes data awareness and goal setting. Students get to track their real-time performance. Like I said, this is why I told you about that concept. So EduNots. Average scores per class in the competition drives team relatability, a team concept for each class, and you create buy-in. So, EduNots, let's get to the mission notes, show you how to set that up, and then once you get it done, you have it done for your class, and then you can build with your creativity off of that. So, let's get to the next video.